morning. You're watching CNN News 18. My name is Runjhun Sharma. The Gyan Vapi remains the top focus of the day, and the latest development in the matter is the arrest of the Associate Professor of Delhi University's Hindu College, Ratan Lal, for an alleged objectionable social media post referring to claims about the shivling which is found inside the Varanasi's Gyan Vapi Mosque complex. The DU professor, in fact, has been accused of promoting enmity and insulting religious sentiments via his Twitter post. Meanwhile, politics has also erupted, with the opposition calling the arrest a violation of freedom of expression.
एक झूठा मुकदमा उनके खिलाफ दर्ज किया गया और मैं ये एफआईआर पढ़ रहा हूँ, तो इसमें कोई भी ऐसी बात नहीं लिखी है जो कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस है। इनके कंप्लेंट में ही कोई कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस बनता ही नहीं है। उसके बावजूद भी अगर इस झूठी कंप्लेंट को सच्चा भी मान लिया जाए तो जो धाराएं लगी हैं 153A और 295A, वो ऐसी धाराएं हैं जिसमें अरेस्ट किया ही नहीं जा सकता। पुलिस को ताकत ही नहीं है और ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट की अरनेश कुमार जजमेंट का कंटेम्प्ट है।
दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर रतन लाल की गिरफ्तारी का हम पुरजोर समर्थन करते हैं, लेकिन जिस तरह से कांग्रेस के नेता दिग्विजय सिंह और तमाम अन्य नेताओं का बयान आया है और इन्होंने कहा है कि रतन लाल को फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन एंड ओपिनियन रखने का अधिकार है, मैं दिग्विजय सिंह और उन तमाम सो कॉल्ड सेक्युलर नेताओं को एक बात कहना चाहता हूं। फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन और ओपिनियन रखने का अधिकार सबको है, लेकिन किसी की भावनाओं को आहत करने का अधिकार किसी को नहीं है।
So what we've been given to understand is that the arrest has been made on the claims of the social media post of Professor Ratan Lal promoting enmity and also hurting religious sentiments. We have Nikhil Afani on the phone line with us. Nikhil, give us more details. Who exactly is the complainant in this particular case, and what lies ahead as far as the legal battle for Ratan Lal is concerned?
So, Runjhun, as per the details, is this Delhi-based lawyer, Vineet Jindal. He practices in the Supreme Court. He filed a complaint with the Delhi police against Professor Ratan Lal, who is the historian who teaches history in Hindu College of the Delhi University, for promoting enmity between different groups on the basis of religion. So, yesterday, Delhi police arrested Professor Ratan Lal. He made a controversial post over the shivling which has been found in the Gyan Vapi Mosque in the district of Varanasi. So yesterday, the Delhi police has arrested Professor Ratan Lal under section of IPC 153A, which says that promoting enmity between different groups on the basis of religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, etc. And also under section of IPC 293A, which says hurting the religious sentiment. So a case was lodged with the cyber police of the Delhi in the North District. So yesterday he has been arrested. Now the political reactions are coming in. Former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh and Member of Parliament from the Congress Party, Digvijay Singh, has been saying that he strongly condemned Professor Ratan Lal's arrest and he has all the constitutional right of opinion and expression. And Runjhun, we have also heard Mahmood Pracha, who is the lawyer of Professor Ratan Lal. He is saying that there is this fake FIR and you cannot arrest on this particular case. But also the reaction is also coming in from the Delhi University side as well. There are a section of people, a section of students who are going to protest today in the campus premises against the arrest of the historian professor.
Many thanks, Nikhil Lakhwani, for getting us all those details. We have our guest joining us in the broadcast, Ashutosh Srivastava, a lawyer from the Supreme Court, also Vivek Srivastava, political analyst. I'll come to you first, Ashutosh Srivastava. Now, a professor of the Delhi University is arrested on, the claims that his social media post on Twitter promoted enmity. It also, in fact, insulted religious sentiments as far as the Hindu community is concerned. Your reactions?
Whenever a cognizable offence is, disclosed to the police is bound to register the FIR as per the Anish Kumar judgment by the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And accordingly, the FIR would have been registered under Section 153A and 95A of Indian Penal Code. And after registering the FIR, police has the power, to interrogate the person calling to the police station, even to arrest. However, if a person who feels that the FIR has been registered wrongly or it does not disclose any cognizable offense, so far as the statement of the complainant is concerned, then he can obviously approach to the concerned even High Court for quashing of that FIR under Section
But would you
42
say, as
of
the
the
opposition
RPC.
is calling it the violation of freedom of speech?
See, this is something one cannot say at this stage. This is something the court should decide whether this was within the ambit of freedom of speech and expression or not. Because there are certain exceptions, there are certain restrictions also in freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(2) of the Constitution of India. So whether this falls under those exceptions while speaking or making such comments on religious issues. So that has to be decided by the court. It will be too early to say anything because the matter is under investigation. And further, I feel when the matter is already subjudiced and it is already a crucial issue which is going on before the Supreme Court also and also before the trial court, and the survey report which has been submitted to the trial court in the Gyan Vapi issue was supposed to be a very discreet and confidential. And I think anything related to that to be told or to be spoken by anyone, should be avoided completely.
Okay,
So far
Vivek
as this matter
Srivastava,
is
how do
concerned-
you really read this particular case, the arrest of a professor from the Delhi University's prestigious college, the Hindu College?
I do understand.
harassment and suppression of the voice of dissent. That is how I would like to call it. And the left student wing associations, left student unions, they are going to be protesting today because it was their professor who was teaching. And if you try to puzzle the intelligentsia of the nation, the intellectuals, from reading, writing or speaking, then this democracy is under danger. First of all, they were misusing laws like sedition. And today, he's a professor. He's not some great, rich political bigwig. And at the moment you file a case, you know how slow the judicial processes are in this nation. So you are trying to give the message to others like him that if you dare to speak anything which goes against the official line of the government and the ruling party, this is what happens. It is pure and pure harassment. I don't think, what he has written would have sparked the riots. There is much more that happens in the likes of the Dharam Sansad.
But Vivek Srivastava, like Ashutosh Srivastava was just explaining to us, when there's a complaint which is launched, that the police is then bound to take action.
You see, it's all well coordinated and a well-oiled machinery, where you try to suppress. It happened with Disha Ravi, a 21-year-old kid who was sitting in Bangalore. We have seen so many incidences of it. Kanhaiya Kumar was hounded out. Nothing came out of it. The final judgment is still yet to come, but frankly nothing came out of it. So this is just another case. But the fact is, when the police is there, the complainant, everything works in coordination. The person is victimized, he is harassed, his family has to suffer, and then it becomes a lesson for the others that look, if we dare to speak or write, something bad can happen to us. So let us detest. So this should not be encouraged. This needs to be criticized across the nation, because if you don't allow educated people to speak, tomorrow you will start doing it against journalists also. So it's not done. Let people speak what they want to speak. Let an anchor, let a journalist, let everybody speak what they want to speak. And then, if you don't like it, don't accept it. Don't accept it. People will reject it, don't like it.
Okay, in fact, I'm going to request both our guests to be with us on the broadcast. There's some more news which is coming in. Delhi University teachers are to stage a protest at 10:30 a.m. against the arrest of the associate professor of the Hindu College in Delhi. Vivek Srivastava, like you were pointing out, the teachers now of the Delhi University, in fact, are going to stage a protest as far as this arrest goes. If you can hear me, Vivek Srivastava, Teachers
Yes,
of the Delhi University now, they're planning on staging a protest as far as this particular case is concerned, the arrest of the associate Professor Ratan Lal is concerned.
Yes, absolutely. I can hear you, and I was in touch with a few teachers early in the morning, all the people from our own teachers front, and I talked to them, and across the party line, people are united on this issue, and they are saying we may not agree with a particular post, we may not agree with what a particular professor or what a particular person is writing, but then you cannot just start filing FIR and picking up people and putting them behind bars and starting judicial process just because you don't agree with what he is saying. That is wrong. And, going by what the clauses of the FIR that has been registered, they seem extreme, that he's instigating violence in the society. I mean, it is not done. It's just an intellectual statement from a professor.
Ashutosh Srivastava, you've seen that the teachers also of the Delhi University now planning on staging a protest. Essentially, would you say that this is a classic example of the rising instances of intolerance in the country?
See, any sort of peaceful protest is a constitutional right of the citizens, and that is not at all objectionable. They can have the protests. But obviously, when any FIR is registered as per the law, now section 153A to 95A are part of the Indian Penal Code. And, it has been enacted in such a way that if, any such alleged crime happens, I'm saying alleged crime. This is allegation at this stage. It is not proved. Obviously, the matter will be pending before the concerned courts to decide whether there was any such violation, whether there was any crime or not. But yes, so far as even my friend said about sedition, section 124A, which was there. See, this has not been enacted recently. This is very old law. And when this matter came up in Supreme Court, even the central government said that we are rethinking, and they will submit the affidavit accordingly. So at this stage, it cannot be said that all such rules or regulations or laws made are all, should be, repealed or something. See, the FIR is registered as per the information given by a complainant, an informant. The police has not registered on its own. So based on that complaint, this FIR is registered. Now it has to be seen whether other provisions or, like section 41, if any notice was served or not served, so all these things will be taken care of by the concerned court. And if the court feels that, there is no necessity for his, custodial interrogation, can grant him bail as well. But if the court also feels that, these kind of posts are something which is very important and crucial so far as the peace of the country is concerned, so they may decide the bail on all those lines. Okay. So as you said that the protests are going on, this is the constitutional right, and there should not be any objections for that so far as it is peaceful and there is no break of law and order in the country or the place where it is being conducted.
Okay, many thanks.
It is too early to say anything. The matter is under investigation. The police is doing the investigation by calling him to the police station. And based on those information, what the police gets through with the statement and the evidences on record, the police will further decide its course of action. Maybe he'll be produced to the court soon and the court will decide whether to grant his further custody or not. So the court is there to look after all this. I mean, just as a citizen, we can say what we want to say, but that should not be beyond the constitutional right under Article 19 of the Constitution.
Okay, all right.
There are restrictions, as I said. The restrictions have to be followed, and if anything falls within the restrictions, the law will have to take its course. And obviously, whether those laws have been violated or not is a question to be decided by the court. So I am not saying anything whether the arrest is correct or wrong. That will be decided by the court. But yes, the police has the right, whenever any cognizable offence is disclosed, to register the FIR and also to have the arrest of the person for further inquiry and investigation case. Okay. So this is going as per the law, as per the rules, and the courts are there to see if there is any violation to that.
Okay, many thanks. In fact, I'd like to thank both our guests, Ashutosh Srivastava as well as Vivek Srivastava, for joining us.